For example, okay, today is Sunday and here I have said okay, good morning students. Today we are going to continue with the practical number 3.1. Here its aim is what? That you have to write a program to find the greatest of three numbers entered through the keyboard using conditional operators. Okay. So we have to use conditional operator. User is going to scan three numbers. So I have already declared here three variables, number 1, number 2, number 3. Correct? So let us see here. For example, here we have to use conditional operator. So first of all, we have to know what the conditional operator is. Correct? So first thing is, conditional operator should be written in this way that let us consider only two numbers. First of all, if number 1 is greater than number 2, right? If this condition is true, then number 1 is the max number. N is capital. Number 1 is the maximum number. Or if number 1 is not greater than 2, then number 2 is the max number. Right? So conditional operator says that first of all you need to pass the condition before question mark sign. Right? If this condition is true, whatever you have written after question mark and colon will be considered. And if this condition is false, whatever you have written after colon will be considered. Correct? Will get printed actually. So let us directly print it. Right? So I want to print I want to print the maximum value. Correct? So I want to print, correct? So I want to print the number. You can see here the number 1, number 2 both are integer variables. So I use here percentage D symbol. Correct? So percentage D, which one is true, will be printed over here. Right? I'm going to run this program. Okay? I'm going to run it. Let's say 12803. But the problem is that I directly use your number and number 2 equation. Which one is greater? But I only declared this variable. I did not assign values to this variable. So we are normally calling it as a garbage value. Alright? For example, let us print what is the garbage value that my compiler has considered. Alright? So I want to print the number 1 value. What is the value of number 1? So I am using here percentage D colon num1. Correct? Same thing I am going to say the same way I am going to print the value of num2. Correct? So percentage D comma num2. Correct? So if I am going to save compile this program, always keep one thing within your mind that whenever you are going to make changes to your program, you have to always save it and compile it. So that updated compiled file will be given to the runtime environment for the execution purpose. So I'm going to run it. So it says, okay, this, but I'm not getting what is the value of n1, n2, and like this. So I have to use here slash n symbol. Correct? So in new line, I want to let print number 1 value, number 2, and then after which one is greater. Correct? I'm going to save it. I'm going to make it compile. Compilation successful. Run. For number, it has considered 850. For number 2, it has considered 862. And out of this two, 862 is the max value. Correct? Now let us re-execute this program so that I can check that every time it takes the same value or different values. I'm going to rerun it. It takes the same value. Okay. You rerun it. It takes the same value. No worry. Correct? But here I have to ask my user that you enter your value. Then after I'll say. Correct? So let us ask our user to enter a value for number. Okay. So I'm going to print here. So first of all, I will notify my user that this program finds maximum number value. This program finds maximum value, right? Out of entered one, right? Then after I'm going to ask my user to enter two numbers, correct? So in new line, I'm going to inform my user to enter two integer values, correct? I'm informing my user, okay, you have to enter two values. See, till now what we are doing is we are printing their scanf, and then after percentage d colon ampersand num1, correct? And if I want to scan second value, I'll say scanf percentage d, correct? Colon ampersand num2, correct? So it is going to ask me, okay, you enter your values. I'm going to save this program. I'm going to run it. And let's say, okay, this program finds maximum value, enter two integer values. I'll say, okay, 1, 2 is my first value, 2, 3 is my second value. Out of this 2, 23 is the max. Okay, I got it. But if I want to change this program, if I want to reduce line of coding, so in replace of writing second time scanf function, in replace of calling second time scanf function, I'll simply put here space percentage d, because two values I am asking for my user. That's why I say percentage d, percentage d. The ampersand num1 separated by comma num2. If I'm going to save this program and run it, so it's okay, enter two values. I'm going to save it. So the program runs the same way. But here, what have I done? What I have done is I reduce line of coding, right? I reduce line of coding. The same way I can do it over here, right? Same way I can do it over here, that I'm going to reduce this. I put it in comment. See, you can directly remove it also. That's okay. Then here, I'm going to say, okay, percentage d separated by comma num2, correct? So I can also inform that chosen number 1 is this here in new line. Chosen number 2 is, correct? So chosen number 1 and number 2. So then my user can come to know, okay, what is the solution? So I'm going to run it. Enter two numbers. Okay. 1, 2, 2, 6. Chosen number 1 is 12. Chosen number 2 is 26. Out of that, 26 is bigger one. Correct? 26 is bigger one. Now, I'm going to reduce the spacing so that it looks perfectly similar to the upper line. You can see here. Correct? Now, the user has to enter two values. That is okay. Out of that, 26 is the bigger one. Alright. So in this is a conditional operator, but if you do not want to put it in printf statement, you can write it explicitly also. Alright. So here, if I'm going to write number 1, if number 1 is greater than number 2, if this condition is true, so whatever you have written after the question mark will get executed, and if this condition is false, whatever you have written after colon will be considered. Right? So if this number is true, num1 will be the answer. And if this condition is false, num2 would be the answer. But if I'm going to write it over here, and if I try to print other values over here, I will not get my answer, right? Because I did not assign it to any variable. So what will I do? I'm going to declare a variable, correct? I have declared here a variable called big. Big is equal to condition. If this condition is true, so num1 would be assigned to big. If this condition is false, num2 would be assigned to big. Correct? So that I will print here big. Correct? So I'm going to notify my user the maximum number is, right? Maximum number is this. I'm going to run it. Okay, enter two values. User number is 12, 26 and maximum is 26. Now, our definition is what? I have to get the greatest of three numbers. Three numbers are there, correct? So we have to see the flowchart of this, correct? So, one sec. I hope you are able to see this flowchart. That till now we have done this. That first of all, my user is going to say, okay, enter two numbers, number and num2. If number 1 is greater than number 2, then number A is max. If this condition is false, then number 2 is max. Till now we have done this program. Now we have to find the maximum out of three numbers. Correct. So first of all, we should have number, num2 and num3, three variables. So here A, B, C, three variables are there. If A is greater than B, C. If A is greater than B, then we have to check whether A is greater than C also. Correct. So it's like this. If A is greater than B and A is greater than C, then definitely A is max. Correct. So this is the flow which we have executed over here. Then after here, if A is not greater than B, then definitely B is greater than A, right? If B is greater than A and B is greater than C, then definitely B is max. Otherwise, in both cases, if otherwise exists, at that point in time, C is the max number, right? C is the max number, and at the end, we have to end the program, right? So we have to execute this logic. So how to put it in ternary operator? How to put it in ternary operator? So first of all, we are going to continue with A greater than B. If A is greater than B, then what? Then we have to check that A is greater than C, right? If A is greater than C, you can see here, if A is greater than C, then max number is A. And if A is greater than B, you can see here, A is greater than B, but A is less than C. Matlab C is greater than A. So at that point in time, you can see here, C is greater than A and A is greater than B. So C is max, correct? So you have to put here colon and then after C would come, correct? So this after question mark, again we are going to check with the another condition. So if A is greater than B, we have to check A is greater than C. If yes, then A is max, otherwise C is max. Correct? Or if A is not greater than B, meaning is B is greater than A, right? So we have to say okay, if B is greater than C, right? If B is greater than A and B is greater than C, then B is max. You can see here B is greater than A and B is greater than C, then B is max, otherwise C is max. Right? So this is the ternary operator which we have to consider, which we have already executed over here. First of all, we have to check two numbers. A is greater than B. If yes, then A is greater than C or not. If yes, then A is the largest number. You can see it over here that A is the largest number. Otherwise, C is the largest number. Right? And if this condition is false, meaning is we are talking about this. If this condition is false, then B is greater than C. If yes, then B is largest, otherwise C is largest. So this is what we have to implement, right? This is what we have to implement. So let us implement it over here. Okay. Yeah. So we have to implement it over here also. Okay. So if A is greater than B, then here, rather than directly putting the value, you have to put here a condition, right? The condition is what? If A is greater than B, meaning if number 1 is greater than number 2, then we do check. Okay, number 1 is also greater than number 3, right? If this is true, at that point in time, number 1 is greater. Otherwise, number 3 is greater, right? Otherwise, number 3 is greater. And here, if number 1 is not greater than number 2, so it will come over here after colon, in between colon and semicolon, whatever you have written will get executed. Right? So if number 1 is not greater than number 2, so definitely number 2 is greater than number 1, right? If this condition is false, its meaning is number 2 is greater than number 1. So if number 2 is greater than 1, so we have to check if number 2 is also greater than number 3. If yes, correct. So number 2 is the greatest number. Otherwise, number 3 is greatest number. Correct. So you have to check it and check. You have to quote it so that you can actually get the knowledge. Right. So whatever is the answer will get assigned to big variable and then we are printing the variable big. Correct. So here rather than asking that user can enter two numbers, correct? Enter two integer numbers, we have to say can enter three integer numbers, right? And previously we are directly calling it in a single statement. You can call it in different line also, correct? So I'm going to ask my user, okay, enter first number value, then after enter second number value, then after enter third number value. One sec. correct? So three values my user has entered, correct? And I'm asking my user, okay, you entered three values. User number one is this, user number two is this, and here in new line, user answer number three is correct percentage D. So here I need to put here number three, okay? And then after we have already executed the code, let us save it and compile it. Error free, run it, enter three values. So 10, 23, 10, right? Answer. One second. Enter three values. Okay. Twenty-three they have skipped. Okay. Out of it has returned these three values, and out of the 35 is the biggest value. Okay.
Can anyone tell me the syntax error over here? Huh? Why compiler is keeping the values? Is there any error from your side? Can you see this?
Ma'am, in num1 two values
Num1 2
percentage D
yeah.
percentage D.
वेरी गुड, बस मैं वही देखना चाह रही थी कि चलो आप लोग सब ध्यान से देख रहे हो ना. वेरी गुड. चलो, ओके. सो इवन द लॉजिकल एरर, मतलब ये देखो, दिस इज नॉट एन सिंटैक्टिकल एरर, दैट इज कंसिडर्ड व्हाट अ लॉजिकल एरर. सो ऐसी भी मिस्टेक हो सकती है. ओके, सो यू ऑलवेज नीड टू टेक केयर एट द टाइम ऑफ योर कोडिंग. ठीक है कि लाइक आप लोगों को लगे कि इतना कुछ मेजर एरर नहीं होती हमारी, बट क्या होता है कुछ का समटाइम्स क्या होता है, माइनर एरर भी आपके जो कोडिंग का है ना, वो पूरा का पूरा लॉजिक क्या कर सकता है, चेंज कर सकता है. सो ऑलवेज एज अ कोडर यू मस्ट हैव टू टेक केयर अबाउट योर एरर. मोस्ट ऑफ क्या होता है, एरर सॉल्व करने से भी बड़ी चीज क्या होती है, यू नीड टू फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आइडेंटिफाई द एरर, कि एरर है क्या एग्जैक्टली. दैट इज अ बिग थिंग, बिकॉज एज अ कोडर आप जैसे पता चलेगा आप लोग लेटर ऑन 2 years आपके खत्म हो जाओगे, तो यू विल गेट द डेफिनेटली आइडिया कि ऑलरेडी सारी सारी चीज़ें बनी बनाई पड़ी हुई है मार्केट में. हम लोगों को क्या करना है, उसके सिर्फ अलग नज़रिए से यूज़ करना है. ओके, मॉडिफाई करके, माइनर करेक्शन करके हम लोगों को अपडेट करना है. बट द थिंग इज व्हाट द टास्क ऑफ दैट कंपाइलेशन एंड दैट एरर डिबगिंग, इट इज़ द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट टास्क एज अ कोडर. तो यही हमारा टास्क है कि आप लोगों को एज अ बीइंग अ गुड कोडर बनना ही पहले दिन से माइंडसेट रखना है. तो उसमें आप लोगों को हर, आपका खुद का ही प्रॉब्लम क्या हो रहा है, आप लोगों को एग्जीक्यूट करो ना, उससे पहले आपको पता होना चाहिए कि आपने कहीं पे मिस्टेक की कि नहीं. लाइक कंपाइलर भले लाइन टू लाइन स्कैन करे, पर उससे पहले बिफोर आप कंट्रोल और अल्टर F9 करो, उससे पहले आप लोगों को आपकी पूरी की पूरी कोड जो है ना, वो 1 to 1 एक बार स्कैन करना पड़ेगा अपने आंखों से. कंपाइलर भले स्कैन करे, तो आप लोगों को क्या होगा, आपकी माइनर जो भी करेक्शंस होगी ना, तो वहीं से आइडिया आ जाएगा. ठीक है. ओके, सो चलो लेट्स कंटिन्यू विद द वीडियो. जस्ट अ सेकेंड.
Okay, okay. See, my fault is, you can see here that I removed number two from here, but I did not remove percentage D from here. That's why I face this issue. I'm going to delete it from here. I'm going to resave it. You can see scanning per variable, per format specifier, right? One variable, one format specifier. Likewise, I'm going to compile it, run it, and 26, 35, 35 is the biggest value. One sec. I'm going to run it again. 23, 35, 10, 35 is the biggest value. This is the program what we are about to check using ternary operator, and we have successfully did it outside. Correct? I would like to say here one thing, that when I put here percentage D, right, additional percentage D or any specifier, I compile it, it says there is no error. But when I execute it, at that point in time, errors were there. correct? So there are variety of errors. We do call it as a compilation error as well as runtime error. So it is one of the runtime error that we have seen now, right? I am going to run it with successful execution, right? So hope that you got your correct knowledge.
Okay, now is there any doubt in your practical 3.1? Any doubt from anyone? Is there any doubt? किसी को डाउट नहीं है ना, तो हो जाएगा ना जिसका बाकी 3.1 टास्क वो. Yes or no, please, so I can continue with the next practical.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
गुड. चलो तो मैं अभी 3.2 स्टार्ट कर रही हूँ, ठीक है.
Good morning, students. In this lab, we are going to Good morning, students. In this lab, we are going to continue with the new program, and that is regarding leap year. The logic of leap year is what? That any year which is divisible by 400 is automatically a leap year. Right? Any year which is divisible by 400, it is automatically a leap year. But a year which is divisible by 4 and not divisible by 100, that also a leap year. A year which is divisible by 4 and not divisible by 100, we can call it as a leap year. And obviously, if a year is divisible by 4 and 100, is automatically is equivalent to 400, right? So it's you can call it as a leap year. See, a year which is divisible by 4 and also divisible by 100, but not divisible by 400, right? So let us take an example over here. You can see here that first condition is what? Two conditions are there in ORing relation. You can see here in between OR has been written. Correct? So two ORing relations are there, conditions are there. First condition is year modulus 400, which is equivalent to 0. For example, year chosen by me is 1200. Correct? So when I try to find modulo, remainder of 1200 modulus 400, so it is equivalent to 0. Right? I retry 0 as a reminder, so 1200 is a leap year, right? But when I try to divide 1300 modulus 400, right? When I divide 1300 modulus 400, so remainder is not 0, right? So this condition is not satisfiable, so I have to go to the second condition. Second condition says, see, first condition is not valid and it's an ORing relation, right? So I have to continue with the second condition. Second condition says that 1300 modulus 4 must be 0. Must be 0. And second, another condition is 1300 modulus 100 must not be 0. You can see here 1300 modulus 100, right, is equivalent to 0. So this is because of this condition is false, right? 1300 modulus 100 if you are going to provide, so remainder would be 0, but it says remainder should not be 0. But my required remainder is equal to 0, so this condition is not satisfied, correct? This condition is not satisfied. So what should I do? Right? This subcondition is not at all satisfiable. Correct? So this is not at all a leap year. This is not at all a leap year. First condition is true. First condition is true. The second condition is not true. Correct? So we cannot call it as a leap year. Correct? So now let us start implementing a program. Correct? The second thing is your modulus 400 must be 0. Right? This condition is false. You can see that this condition is false for 1300 value of year. But 1300 modulus 4 must be equivalent to 0. So let us take 1300 modulus 4 is equivalent to 0. So I am going to divide it. 4 3s are 12. The answer is 1. 4 2s are 8. Answer is 2. Right? And 4 5s are 20. The remainder is 0. So this condition is satisfiable. This condition is not satisfiable. Both are in ending, so not satisfiable. But the first condition, you can see here, this first condition is in orange. This condition is not satisfiable, so I am going to mark here false. And 1300 modulus 400 is also not satisfiable, so it is also false. False or false is equal to false. What does it mean? It is not a leap year. Correct? It is not a leap year. Now let us take another example. For example, year is equal to 2012. Right? 2012 modulus 400 is not equal to 0. So this condition is false. This condition is false. Now we have to check for the second condition. Right? The second condition says the 200 modulus 12 modulus 4 must be 212 modulus 4 must be equivalent to 0. Now let us check. If I try to divide 2012 by 4, so 4 5s are 20 and 4 3s are 12. So answer is 0. So yes, this condition is satisfiable. Satisfiable, so I mark here true. Right? And second condition is in ending logic. Second is in ending logic. And it says here 2012 modulus 400 modulus 100 must not be 0. You can see here 2012 modulus 100 is not equal to 0. So this is also satisfiable. And T and T both must be true. So that answer is T and T. I'm going to mark here T and T. Both are true. So answer is true. I'm going to mark here true. True or false. So at least one should be true. So yes, it is true. So it's a leap year. 2012 is a leap year. Right? So you can see here for two things you need to note it down. First thing is two conditions are there. You have to first of all check whether it is divisible by 400. If yes, so directly it's a leap year. Right? If not, then you have to check two conditions. First condition is number should be divisible by 4 but should not be divisible by 100. Right? Number should be divisible by 4 but should not be divisible by 100. If this condition is true, so it's a leap year. Otherwise, it is not at all a leap year. Okay. Now let us make a program so that we can get the additional knowledge. Okay. I'm writing here the body of program. See, whenever you start coding, na, first of all, write this structure, signature. I'm always saying signature body. You have to implement, right? In between, I would also like to say that stdio.h, conio.h, why we are using this both header files, right? So clear screen is a function with the resides within conio.h and getstage is a function which resides within stdio.h. Whatever you call like printf or scanner function that are part of standard input output library. So stdio.h full form is standard input output, correct? H indicates it's a header file. Okay. So first of all, I'm going to inform my user. I'm going to inform my user that this is a program which says year entered by user is leap year or not. Okay. So we are asking, we are informing our user, and then after also to inform, so please enter a year value. Okay. Okay. I have informed my user. Now I'm going to scan it. Here is going to be an integer value. I have to declare, I forgot to declare here the year variable. Always keep one thing within your mind that after CLR SCR, I cannot declare variable. So let us try and see whether I'm able to declare this variable or not over here. I'm going to compile it. It says there is an error and it says declaration terminated incorrect. Why? Because I forgot to define here main method. Correct? So void main is must. Main is the body, I can say heart of the program. If there is no main function, your program will never get executed. Right? So it's say okay, there is no error. I'm going to execute this program. It's enter the value. I have entered, and there is no logic. Okay. So I'm going to print the value entered by my user. Okay. Always keep one thing in your mindset. You have to always put it before CLR SCR. Variable declaration will come before CLR SCR. So I'm going to mark here CLR SCR. It's a clear screen function. If you are not aware, CLR SCR is an optional function. You can use if you wish. Otherwise, it's okay. Correct? But what happens if I'm not going to use CLRS here, that we are going to see in this program, correct? So here I'm informing my user that year entered by US. Year entered by US, percentage B, here, here, okay? So I'm going to run it. So I say, okay, my year entered value is this. I'm going to rerun it, right? You can see here, whatever I have executed previously will be part of my screen, right? So the number of times I'm going to run this program, though my screen would be as it is. So clear screen. CLR meaning is clear screen. Its meaning is when I execute my program, please clear my screen and then after show me what my execution flow is. Like wherever you are asking for printing, scanning, everything will be visible to you after clear screen. Correct? I'm going to enter here 2358. Okay. Alright. So this is the importance of CLR SCR. Always do follow. Otherwise, sometimes you got hang. Okay, why it looks like this. Okay. So here I have to identify that whether the entered year is leap year or not. Okay. So first of all, first condition is what? That you have to apply modulus method with 400 if it is equivalent to 0. Right? First condition is you have to check whether year modulus 400 is equivalent to 0. If yes, so it's a leap year. Okay. If yes, it's a leap year. Otherwise, you have to check for. Otherwise, meaning is or. Right? So double piping symbol is there. So these two conditions are there. So I'm going to quote them. Right? So this is first condition, and this is going to be the second condition. Second condition is what? Second condition is if here is year modulus 400 is not equal to 0, but year modulus 4 is equivalent to 0, and year modulus 100 is not equivalent to 0, then is equal to leap year, right? Then is equivalent to leap year, otherwise it is not equal a leap year. I'm going to put them. You can see it over here that this is entire thing is my second condition. So I'm going to put them, and then I have to provide outer coding to this two function, right? You can see here that this is function condition number one, that year modulus 400 must be equal to 0. If it is not 0, then don't worry, go for the second condition. Second condition is year modulus 400 must be equivalent to 0, but year modulus 100 must not be equivalent to 0. So this entire thing is your condition number 2 with ending logic. Correct? If both are true, only then second number condition will be true, otherwise it is going to be false. Correct? So I'm going to put here, I have to put here if condition. So I'm going to write here if, right? So if already parentheses are there, let me calculate it. This is parenthesis for this for this for this. Okay. So if parentheses are perfectly matching, at that point in time we can say, okay, here it's a leap year. Right? So I'm going to print it over here. Right? And I'll say, okay, entered here percentage B is leap year. Okay. Otherwise, I'll say I'm going to print that year is not at a leap year. Right? Entered year is not leap year. Right? So I have to put here year value because I put here format specifier. So I'm going to put here YEAR. Same thing over here. Okay. So I hope you are knowing the syntax of if and else. If stands for if this condition is true, you have to execute this scope. If this condition is false, then you have to execute the scope of else. Right? So I'm going to run this program. Right? Here I ask my user to enter your year value and say, okay, 1200 is my enter value. It's a leap year. You can see here 1200 modulus 400 is equivalent to 0. Right? Again, I'm going to execute it. I say, okay, 1300. It's not a leap year. Why? Because it is not divisible by 400. So first condition is false. Second condition is it is divisible by 100. So it is not at all a leap year, correct? Because ending logic is that, correct? So if at least one is false, other condition is again going to be. Again, I'm going to run this program. Let us consider here 2012. It's a leap year. How would I come to know? It is not divisible by 400. Completely accurate, right? But we have to go for the second condition because it is ORing relation, right? So it is divisible by 4 because 4 5s are 20 and 4 3s are 12, right? It is divisible by 4, but it is not divisible by 100. So it's a leap year. How would I know? Condition is false, then you have to execute the scope of factor here their value and if 1200 is my enter value, it's a leap year. You can see here 1200 modulus 400 is equal to 0. Correct?
Let me correct it. We are not supposed to use if else, okay, first of all, because this is the practical number 3. So यहाँ पे आप लोगों का जो if यूज किया हुआ है ना, just kindly ignore. हम लोगों को यही statement में now who will explain you how to convert this whole statement into your ternary operator. कहाँ पे कितने changes करने होंगे, so it will make your ternary program. See again I'm repeating,
मैम
you are not supposed to use if else. हाँ, the logic will remain common. यहाँ तक हमारा पूरा use होगा, but you just required to reformat it into your ternary operator. So how to reformat it? Who will inform you?
मैम इफ की जगह मतलब इफ को निकाल देना होगा और कंडीशन के बाद क्वेश्चन मार्क और एल्स की जगह पे सेमीकोलन.
ओके मतलब यहाँ से मैं हटा दूंगी, ठीक है. तो ये फर्स्ट ब्रेस रहेगा मेरा एज इट इज, सेकंड ब्रेस भी एज इट इज रहेगा, ईयर परसेंट ये पूरा यहाँ पे रहेगा. फिर क्या हो जाएगा, सिंपली यहाँ पे मुझे एक क्वेश्चन मार्क ही डाल देना है, ठीक है, सिंपल. उसके बाद आपको क्या कर देना है, प्रिंट एफ इट्स अ लीप ईयर, परसेंटेज डी, फिर कॉमा करके ईयर कर दो, कॉलन, फिर सेकंड प्रिंट एफ क्या डालना है, इट्स नॉट अ लीप ईयर, दैट्स इट. क्लियर एवरीवन. हम लोगों को स्टेटमेंट यही एज इट इज करना है, पर क्या हो जाएगा हमारा वन क्वेश्चन मार्क एंड कॉलन, हम लोगों को यही स्टेटमेंट को टर्नरी में रिप्रेजेंट करना है, दैट्स इट. यू आर नॉट सपोज टू यूज ई फाइल्स, सो जस्ट यहाँ पे थोड़ा ये पोर्शन हमारा इग्नोर करना, ओके. सो नाउ इज देयर एनी डाउट इन योर लीप ईयर प्रोग्राम? एनी डाउट फ्रॉम एनीवन? इज देयर एनी डाउट?
Darshan Shah would not be able to join today because he is having a power cut.
नो इशू, नो इशू. उसको बोल देना कि रिकॉर्डिंग इज अवेलेबल, इफ स्टिल ही इज फेसिंग एनी काइंड ऑफ इशू यू कैन कांटेक्ट मी एनी टाइम, ठीक है.
Okay, okay.
नाउ और कौन मिसिंग है? देयर आर ओनली 15 अटेंडेंस आर टुडे. एक चलो स्टिल 3 इज मिसिंग. हु आर दैट? कौन सा नाम आपको आइडेंटिफाई हो रहा है किसी का? ओके, एक कनक इज नॉट विथ अस. देन
धृतिमान.
रितिमन इज नॉट. ओके, दो और अभी भी एक रहा. एक कौन बाकी? जैनम. हाँ, नहीं, हाँ, जैनम इज नॉट हियर.
मैम आई एम हियर.
ओके, सॉरी. ठीक है, हम लोग देख लेंगे फिर कौन सा कुछ होगा. इशू डोंट वरी, नो प्रॉब्लम. हाँ, ओके जैनम, यू आर प्रेजेंट. ठीक है. सो इज देयर एनी डाउट इन 3.2 लीप ईयर में? अभी किसी को कुछ डाउट है?
नो.
ओके फाइन, गुड. सो अभी आप बताओ, अभी आप लोग पहले प्रोग्राम कर लो 3.1 एंड 3.2 जिसका भी कंप्लीट है वो, मतलब बाकी है वो लोग, ठीक है. एज यूजुअल हमारे
Yes.
नॉर्मल डिस्कशन कि आप लोग अभी प्रोग्राम के लिए करो. हर किसी को टीम में ज्वाइन करने की जरूरत नहीं. मैं भी ये मीटिंग लीव कर रही हूँ. आप लोग क्या करो, जो भी जिसको भी कुछ भी डाउट हो तो सिंपल मुझे क्या कर लो, हमारे